It's showtime. Is it showtime? It is. It's showtime. How's it going, guys? I've been looking forward all week to talking to Mark and Steve about this and that, and neither one is to be found. So it's just you and me hanging out. I started watching this Predator Killer of the Killers. Hey, Chuck Gilbert, how are you, man? There he is. The Predator cartoon, and I'm kind of biased against cartoons. I loved it. I thought it was great. I made it halfway through. I was having up thread linkage problems with StreamYard, and if that sounds like I don't know what I'm describing, it's because I don't. It was just I couldn't get the thing going, so I sort of bet that I had a lot of other stuff to do this morning, so I sort of bet that I was going to be able to catch up before today, and I didn't. So I watched the beginning part, and I think I just got a thing from. Oh yeah, shit, Jake, give me 2 minutes. Be right back. Okay, so there's that. You made to see it. Mission Impossible, man. I love that movie. But I'm very much looking forward to Superman and Fantastic Four. I don't really care about Jurassic Park. I get it. I also get if I was Scarlett Johansson, I'd been messed around so much, and the studios wanted to give me some goodwill, so they're like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm a giant Jurassic Park fan. Let me do." I see all that. Somebody's beeping me. Steve's 5 minutes. Hey, wow, voice texting is working, he said. That's hilarious. So there you go. I just got to tap dance for a few minutes. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot been going on. My kid graduated from high school, so that's cool. He's working on his driver's license. He's on the last bit of his driver instruction that the state of California makes you do. And he's going the day after his birthday, which is June 24th, to go for his license test. And hope he did better than me. It took me 2 attempts. But in my defense, I was learning in a Oldsmobile Delta 88, and I defy any of you listening right now, Chuck Gilbert, to parallel park one of those motherfuckers. It's like a sailing yacht with no crew on it. My sophomore year, college roommate, Al Camo, his girlfriend, whose name I forget, she had the exact same car, and we used to laugh because she called hers Harvey Wallbanger because it banged a lot of walls. Let me catch up. Who would have thought that the Schwartz was strong enough to get Rick Moranis out of retirement? Chuck, that's some super cool news. Of all things, right? I'm not the biggest Spaceballs fan, but I guess I'll take it. I love oh my god, the guy, Bill Pullman. I was like the guy from Zero Effect, the movie nobody knows when you're referencing, and you used to say the president from Independence Day, but man, he crushed Zero Effect, and just you saying it makes another person want to go watch that. That's what I can have for Randall. Make him watch Zero Effect. But yeah. I mean, I was hoping that the Ghostbusters would, but I could see where that's like of a time in a man's life, because it certainly was in mine. You know what I mean? And I really feel like if Spengler died, and what are we doing at that point? It's just trotting around the bases in my old World War II uniform on Memorial Day. I could see where Rick Moranis is going to give that a pass. I probably would. Any chance to wear a uniform. This actually is military uniform from the Army of the Potomac. And John Price is a present from John Price. We were talking about the Cutler Group, and Walker saw that there's some kind of Colonel Cutler that was involved with the Army of the Potomac, and this is the Black Diamond 3rd Regiment or something. I don't know, but the Black Diamond. So John was like, "Yeah, Cutler Group, Black Diamond. Okay, got to do that." The only way that could have been better is if Colonel Cutler's name was Dork Court Cutler. I mean, you know what I mean? It's pretty funny. Anyway,
Jesus,
there he is, just in time. I was literally going to go, oh, what's over here? But now I can show you. Remember the Quatloos did real well at San Diego last year?
yes.
I had a Quatloo coasters made. Isn't that funny? Because I couldn't, I couldn't.
What's the material? What are we talking here? We talking concrete?
It's
wood?
That soakable fiberboard that you get in bars. It's a coaster. They just print, it's like I had a bar, and instead of Larry's bar, I'm like, hey, Coaster Bro, put this picture of this Quatloo on there.
Jesus Christ.
But I know. There's Larry for you. It came from there's no more Quatloos, so I took a picture of mine. Hey, look, there's Steve. We should add him to the stage.
There we go.
What's up, gentlemen?
Just showing this year's Quatloo.
Oh, Jesus, that's enormous. What is that?
It's a coaster.
Oh, I love it.
Very thin, but it's 4 inches around. So I'm toying with putting DORK COURT stickers on the back. I don't know. But then I'm like, I got to design that because that logo is idiotic. Because DORK COURT's you and me and Mark and sometimes Walker. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And it gets bigger. Nancy Sen is involved now, that comedian. Did you guys watch that?
I didn't get a chance to, but it was
good.
good.
Opening for Paul Reiser. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, she's very impressive. She went from, all my friends have been telling me I'm funny all these years. I'm gonna fucking take an open mic, and fucking 18 months later, opening for Paul Reiser. That's pretty kind awesome. Of a career trajectory in any career.
And she made me Limitless pills.
That's not Nancy. That was Tiffany.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That was Tiffany Jean. She and I and you were the only people that were watching that show. Apparently,
I just started rewatching it.
Anyway, we're at the end of West Wing, so Walker's pretty excited.
What West Wing figures, Mark?
West Wing figures. Poor little kid called a comic book store with him. He had a speech impediment. He was looking for wrestling figures, but he'd be like, "Excuse me, do you have West Wing figures?" And I would be like, "Yeah, I got a Bartlett. I got a TJ Craig.
Right. A Chase Donna.
The limited edition chick from the first season who disappeared right away, who was in Cutting Edge.
Oh, yeah. Mariah Kelly?
Is that her name?
Yeah, Moira. MOI, the Italian, the Irish Maria.
What was she? Why was she cut out of after the first season?
There's probably some story somewhere about something, but I don't care.
I actually know real quick. That show was pitched to Rob Lowe that he was going to be the star, and they did the first few episodes about it with he's forward in the story, and they just realized you can't fucking do a show that has the president of the United States with it, and he's just kind of fucking around off camera. Yeah. Unless it's a comedy, you could probably get away with that. But it just all the stories start gradually turning towards what's the president think about that. So that's why Rob Lowe split, because he's like, this is great. This is not what you sold me, but I'll stick around. And then it was super popular. He's like, okay, I'll take that bump and pay. And then around 4th season, he was like, yeah, I'm out. So part of that was the girl that he brought in for the PR massage had no purpose in their story anymore. So they didn't kick her out, and she didn't do anything. It was just like one of those. It's not really in the format anymore.
I wonder if that's at a point in TV where her original contract had her still getting paid, even though she wasn't on it.
Oh, I wonder.
They always know what I mean? It was an amicable parting, so maybe that's part of it, right?
Yeah, like she could be like, okay, that's fine, I'll leave, but I will expect X, Y, and Z.
Didn't the big shots just get pay or play? And then but the those kind of folks would certainly get like a prorated version of stuff because they just started living their life like they were going to be on a television show for 7 years. So it's like that. You kind of have to wean back to reality on that one.
Well, that was.
What was it? Was it Bob Hoskins? Yeah, Bob Hoskins, who was cast as Al Capone in Untouchables by De Palma.
Oh,
And
I
he
don't
was-
know this.
Oh, and then he was so bad that, right? Wasn't he like?
No, I think it was just that like they were doing that to get De Niro, so they offered it to Hoskins. But then because they went so far with the contract, that he still got his $200,000 for not being in it.
That's
He told De
great.
Palma- he was like, De Palma, I'll not be in a movie of yours anytime you need me to. Buddy.
That is the story of that. Well, that was I was just reading the other day. I didn't realize there were two people casted in Big Bang Theory before the main Penny girl.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about that show.
Yeah, I've never watched an episode. I just know
Me
that
either.
it's funny. It's one of those shows. I can actually say I've never seen an episode of Big Bang Theory and I've never seen an episode of Friends. So
I've seen Friends a
Okay, well,
couple
yeah.
times, but we were just Randall and I were just talking about that Big Bang Theory is this sort of touchstone for me because you guys probably remember that the year maybe it was just at the first shows you were starting to come to when that show started. They used them for the Embassy Suites keys. And I got fucking sick of looking at that promo shot the 4 times a day I had to go in and out of the hotel room. That it made me hate the show just immediately.
well,
I've seen a few on planes. It's fine.
Yeah,
It doesn't offend me, but I don't care.
I should eventually write a book about what that movie, what Big Bang Theory does that I despise. It's this fascinating thing that happens in pop culture movies where you create a character that is so unbearable and unlikable, and that yet you surround him with people that are his friends that deal with it. I can't, like, that is the hurdle I cannot jump. Like the first time Sheldon is like a dick, like
everyone iced him out.
You would have slugged him in his face and knocked him out, and that would have been the end of his personality. It's just like it's the movie, and it's completely fascinates me that there's so many of them. It's Meet the Parents. I talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Mark's heard this spiel a million times.
Yes.
It's like Meet the Parents. The minute the dad was a dick, the fact that Ben Stiller's like, you're her fucking dad. I'm fucking out of here. Get the fuck away from me. I'm not marrying you or dating you. Fuck you. Yeah. I'm out.
You invited her ex-boyfriend to dinner with us tonight. Pass.
The fact that you don't have the like you're in an. I just my brain doesn't register because that would. I guess maybe that's more of the personality that I am. That if I saw something that was so going wrong, I would immediately be like, hold on, this is not working out the way it's. And maybe I'm very good at like cutting through the bullshit of that, just to be like, this is not going to work.
That's why you wouldn't be in Big Bang Theory.
Well, right, exactly. This is not going to work out. I'm going to leave. Thank you. And that's how it would be for me.
I guess potentially all the other guys are like that on some level too. So they're, I don't know. People are friends.
I think the trope of that keeps reoccurring because that's every writer's dream, right? A writer keeps getting told, you're an asshole because you're observing what's going on for writing it down later instead of like being in the moment with your buddies. And that comes off as weird and autistic and shit. And so like, wouldn't it be perfect if I wrote this movie where I'm not the dick for a change and all the pretty girls love me.
And I'm going to
might as well call that writer's trope.
Up with me.
Well, it is interesting that Chuck.
We keep you around, Steve.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But at least know that if we're ever in an awkward situation, I'm going to be the first person that's going to be like, this is fucking awkward. I need to say this out loud. We need to go. Or I will not let stupid continue. Sorry.
No, I just want that on a shirt.
I will not let the stupid continue.
I will not let stupid continue.
All right. Well, maybe you got.
Check this out. I don't mean to throw everything out, except we got to give the props to old Chuck Gilbert. He says he has the unaired pilot for the Big Bang Theory where the 2 different cast members.
Oh, is it? So is it? Maybe we should clarify. Was I correct? Was it it's a different girl, but I heard that they had a different girl for the pilot, and then they hired a different girl, and then the last girl. We'll let Chuck
All I can say is the reason I bring that up is because Chuck, you know how you're the celebrity whisperer?
Yeah.
Chuck is the finding crazy shit on there. He's probably not hanging out watching this because I'm his buddy from Pittsburgh in the old days. It's probably because you and him are kind of the same with this weird, like, how did you find this crazy thing that I was only mentioned once on page 17 of Starlog 50? You know what I mean? Some obscure thing. And so anyway, I don't know. I was chatting with him or something how much I loved the 1966 Batman. And this was before you could legit buy them.
Oh,
It was kind of impossible. The rights were so screwed up because Warner's owns Batman, but 20th Century Fox owned the show. So they would never get together and go, well, let's just sell all the toothpaste and split it.
right.
They just were like, no, that's our money. No, that's our money for fucking 40 years. So, but Chuck, man, like I told him it's too bad I can't watch it with my kid. And this was before streaming and because it's on Me TV now. But yeah, he sends me pressed CDs with printed labels with logos and everything of the 16 millimeter scans of the 16 millimeter shows that they sent to local show places for syndication.
That's nuts.
So that's like pretty goddamn crisp, and it's everything. And then plus he threw in some Legion of Superhero stuff and like all of the Green Hornet, and I was like, oh my god. So that anyway, that's what happened to my 1966 Batman helmet. I was like, Chuck, you get to be custodian of this because I'm not worthy.
Yep, he's the finder of lost artifacts. I love it.
All right, here we go. Okay. It's a different girl that moves in with the boys. They have a friend who's a different girl that hangs with them, and Sheldon's less crazy.
So there is
That's
two girls,
generic.
but then they get rid of all the girls and they go with what's her name. So anyway,
See, my greatest story about that is Coach being in the pilot for New Girl. And
Oh,
them
yeah,
just
I love
replacing
that.
him. But then they like bring him back 2 seasons later, like, oh yeah, he's back. He's here, he's around for a couple episodes.
Was he just in the pilot? He must have done a couple episodes, right?
I think it was just in a
If
pilot.
it was just one, they deserve a Pulitzer Prize. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Because guys like us were like, holy crap. They did. It's not like Chuck Cunningham. They don't ignore
wasn't
him.
someone leaving though?
No, he was
He was on another show. He got two. He
Yeah,
was on pilots of two
Happy
shows,
Endings. That's what happened.
and Happy Endings got picked up.
Both
and
both of the
got picked up.
pilots got picked up, and he shot the New Girl one. And that, but because of the timing or whatever, they were like, "Well, choose which one you want to go to."
Right, and he's Damon Wayne's son.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I bet you
They actually and they made a lot of jokes about him leaving throughout the first 2 seasons. They're like, this is why you keep acting like this. He's going to go run off with another group of white people.
Oh, that's why I must think he was in more episodes.
Yeah. No, because they never like just like he didn't just disappear. They acknowledged his absence, which is rare for a pilot, right?
Oh, interesting.
I think that's cool though. Man, I love that show. I'm going to start watching that again now.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So do we go full circle and do we jump back? Did you talk about what we were going to talk about? And first off, Larry, what's that hat? I need to know what it is. It's awesome.
John Price sent a thing to me. It's got the black diamond.
Yes.
Just a crazy confluence of events. You know about the Cutler Group, right?
Yes. Did he do another?
Walker found out in his American history class that there was a real Colonel Cutler that was in command of like the 3rd Armored of the Army of the Potomac or something.
Okay.
He came up with this whole thing. And then I was like, hey, John Price is a historian. I mean, his PhD is in folklore, concentration on like whatever. And he's like, holy crap. And so this is like a cool modern version of the cap they would wear.
I like it.
Yeah. So I felt that was cool today.
It's very awesome. Way cooler than the hat I'm wearing. So.
No, but yours is functional.
You almost gone full out of BC, Steve.
I'm trying. Can I get it far back enough? Let's see. Would it be just like this, right?
It was just like barely.
I don't even know how that was on his head. Anyway, so did you both watch the Predators thing?
I got to the World War 1941 stuff.
So you have not finished it?
I haven't finished it.
Okay.
But that's okay because I'm like yawn. because basically what I got out of that movie, it was my Facebook page, like right after Prey came out.
Like what it could have been. Like, oh, they should have done this. They
let's do a no. Now that you've done an American Indian one, let's do a Viking one. Let's do pirate one was a big one, right?
Cowboy,
yeah, a Western, exactly. Oh my God, shootout with a predator.
I mean, all right, so
that's it. Looks like that's what they're gonna do. Okay, cool. I'm down. I just, I got the point. So the samurai one was like such a slog. I'm like, you literally just could have put up a title card that the samurai one, and then just got to the end.
I love the fight scenes in it. I love how they were. I love how each one had to establish how they figured out he couldn't see them. Like the Viking fell into the water, her body temperature dropped. The other guy, I can't remember what it was. Just all the explosions around him. The samurai.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, because he's a master of sneak, so he kind of figures out So here's the thing, I hated the third part, but then I quickly realized, oh, you actually need someone that speaks English, or else it's going to be like you're reading the whole thing. So then I was like, yeah, but you could have probably done a cowboy one, but then I don't want to ruin the end. So, but am I ruining it?
Go ahead, man. I'm never going to get to it.
First off, how it ends, I'm okay with, because the open-endedness of it, like this, is now like, oh, anything is game. So now I'm cool.
Prey 2, you just assume that's why this exists, to remind everybody of Prey, and then they're going to do another one, right?
Well, it's interesting because you find out in the end that what he showed you in the post-credits of Prey is essentially what's taking place and why this movie is taking place.
Basically, anytime anyone defeats a predator, they go back and they capture that human and they put him in cryogenic.
Oh, I was trying to figure out, do they have time travel or some shit? Because all these people are in the same thing. It's like
I assume that they freeze you, and then it's normal time is passing, but they've captured everyone who's ever defeated the predator and froze them.
And then they're gonna just have this giant battle, right?
And then what they do is
at least 3 of them to fight the head guy.
Well, they have
full of xenomorph tails.
Yeah, it's Gladiator Pit. So they send the 3 guys who beat predators, or women who beat the predator, to fight a Thunderdome, and then Master Blaster fights whoever survives. Except in this scenario, they work together, blah 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 blah, and then they escape at the end. But then it's kind of cool because then the predator's essentially like, let's go hunting.
Yeah.
And and then the only thing listen, to me, I loved it because I hate animated, so that I should preface it by saying, but it was super gory.
Yeah.
And I was pretty impressed on how much they leaned into the gore of it. Like, I was like, whoa, they are not shying away from when in the Viking one where they're smashing people into the walls, and they're just I was like, whoa, that is great. So that I really like. And
I like the samurai gets the top of his head cut off. You see the brains for a second.
Yeah.
That's gratuitously awesome.
Yeah, I mean, for that I had no complaints. I thought that part I loved, and I also love that because it's I think the director, because it's a director who did Prey, he's like, I won't be able to do this in live action, so I will keep. There you go. Because I won't be able to do this in live action, or no one will approve this score. I'll let the gore live in my animated one. And if you really think, Prey is pretty. I rewatched that the other day just to kind of refresh myself. It's not super gory at all. It has it, but it's not like this. It's interesting to see the range of gore that this director can work with.
Steve, you're losing Larry.
No, I was doing my Walker impersonation. That was totally me. Steve was talking. It just reminded me because this morning's breakfast, we were like, Mimi of all people gave Walker shit about falling asleep. So I just wanted to do that. So because he's working today, I just want to do that. So
Oh, is he demo?
Yeah, Uncle Thayer's cleaning up the other half of his building, and Walker's just a machine. He's well, I told you, right? Or maybe it was Price. I was texting somebody. His plan is just to be Harrison Ford, and so that means he has to do some carpentry work before he gets like, the big Hollywood stuff. So.
Well, a lot of that stagecraft now, so he's got to be at least know the stagecraft stuff.
Yeah, he has to know how things work, and so it's the easiest thing in the world to have, because his uncle's not going to yell at him, right? So
on the set they might though,
and then plus Walker's doing great. So what's to yell about? If I was 17, somebody gave me a crowbar and said, "Hey, $20 an hour, make this wall go away," I'd be the happiest boy of all time. So I think that's what's going on. It's a place for all your teenage angst.
So Nerd Talk, I think the balance of wanting to see Fantastic Four and Superman. I think Superman's a little higher than Fantastic Four at the moment.
Yes. I say that intellectually though, because I'm such a old FF fan from way back that it technically wins, but just on style execution, it gets points for crazy nostalgia, which is a 20 roll all of the time, right? That's what nostalgia's for. But I can't wait for Superman. Like, I'm glad that
I'm more into
glad FF is the one that's at San Diego, because I'll be fine. if it was Superman, I would start to twitch. But that's where I'm at.
I heard it keeps on going through reshoots. So
Superman or Fantastic Four?
Both, actually.
Oh,
that's how it is now. You can change stuff to the last second.
Yeah, there's no it's gone are the days where you're like, okay, this has got to go and be shipped out and be reproduced and all that stuff. So,
come on, it's like that famous Star Wars thing where the grip guy his jeans were in the shot for a second in Mandalorian, and 18 hours after that was all over Reddit, they just uploaded a new one and it went away like it never happened. So maybe that'll happen with the FF. Oh my God, somebody CGI'd Herbie with a penis. and by the time it opens on the West Coast, it's gone. It sounds like a joke.
I heard I read that they added a more fleshed out scene for the Silver Surfer character.
Okay, cool.
That's what I keep. So I guess there's I haven't seen complete spoilers yet. I've seen the random spattering things. Nothing like I normally get, when I can share with you, where it's none of that yet. So I'm waiting. It's going to show up any day now. That's how it works.
I think it's just people are getting the special edition before it comes out. It's so close. They're like, oh shit, I should have put a dinosaur in there. You can actually do that if you have the ideas soon enough,
Right.
There's kind of never too late because everything's digital. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying it could all be a mess, but everybody acts like it's 1973 and we're talking about the Sorcerer or something. It's like, oh, they had to go back for reshoots because, whatever. Somebody's on drugs.
Yeah.
Right. It was the 70s,
Roy Schneider is,
I did hear something about Popeye, which came out in 1980. So that's close enough to the 70s. To
what is it? Was it the cocaine?
The cocaine.
Yeah, I saw that. What was that? Where was that? That was somewhere.
Being sent through the reels, the dailies were being sent back and forth from LA to wherever it was filming.
Absolutely, Popeye. And then I just enjoyed how they cut the edit because then they showed some cocaine-fueled thing that Robin Williams was doing. But it works for Popeye. You can legit watch that movie and go, oh, yeah, that's the cartoon I remember from when I was a boy. But the second you go, and they were shipping cocaine in the film reels back and forth, you go, oh, okay.
What year was that movie? Probably 80, right?
Yeah.
81? 80? Is it 80?
1980. If I have lived through it, you can
pinpoint it.
And I care. Well, if I care about the movie, I know when it came out. because I remember like who I went with and where I was, and I was a junior in high school. Anyway,
Bill
I'm
Irwin.
talking, but Rick Austin would say something.
It premiered the same weekend as Stir Crazy. That's that Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor film.
Oh, one of their collaborations.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. All right, ready?
No.
The month of December. Well, I'm telling you anyway.
Prepare yourself.
Flash Gordon, December 5th, 1980. Any Which Way You Can, which I think is the one after. Isn't that Clint Eastwood with the monkeys? Yeah. 9 to 5. Stir Crazy, Popeye. That's not bad. That's the 2 weeks in December in 80.
I didn't see one of those.
Flash Gordon?
I mean, yeah, no, I've never seen that.
Right.
I've got the album. That's all you need.
Well, you've never. Oh, interesting.
I love Sam Jones, and I love. Oh God, I do love her. I just forget her name.
Oh, I was thinking of who's Ming in that.
Oh, Max von Sydow.
Yeah,
Max von Sydow. No, I was trying to think of the girl who was in Manimal. Her name starts with an M. I can't remember. That's crazy.
Man,
Moody?
Bull.
No, it's like
Melody Anderson?
Yeah, Melody Anderson. There you go. I think you saved me from getting an MRI. I'm like, if when Steve looks it up and says the name and I still don't remember, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, that'll
she
be
was gorgeous back then.
She's a pretty lady. I think she looks pretty good now. Did she die or is she still alive?
No, I'm sure she looks exactly the same with like 3 little crow's feet wrinkles that make her look cuter than anything else.
Oh, she looks good for 70. She looks good.
All right, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I won't. I won't. Oh, and she's still signing it, and she's still out there.
Oh my God, Melody Anderson, come to San Diego.
She's charging, $85 for.
That's fine.
Picture.
I would pay $85 just to tell her thank you for my adolescence.
And if we're talking feet, 100 for one.
I bring a picture of what I looked like too, just so it's not that creepy. I'm like, look, I get it now. It's weird. Still, you're 70. I don't know. Maybe my wife would be fine.
I like that.
Never mind.
So, what did I see about Strange New Worlds? What am I seeing? It's renewed for another season and a final season.
Yeah. So because of the strikes and all that nonsense, it put back the premiere of 3. So I think they're almost done shooting principal photography on season 4 right now, to the point where they announced that season 5 is coming, but they say it's the final season because everybody who gives one shit at all knows about the secret hideout contract thing is up. So like Strange New Worlds gets 5 years and Starfleet Academy only gets 2. And that's that. And so the idea is Skydance, who's buying them or trying to buy them, is trying to figure out if they renew the contract with Secret Hideout, which the entire planet is begging them, please don't, because they don't get Star Trek. And we can just ignore that now. Even if you let it rest for 5 or 10 years, I hope they don't, because I'll be a super old man going to Star Trek. But they should, right? Just give it a break, let everybody settle down, come back with something and go, this is Star Trek. Woo-hoo.
All right, what are you showing us?
Who, me?
That's not me.
That's not me. Wait, who's showing who what? Huh.
I didn't do anything.
There you go. Maybe something updated. Interesting.
Uh-oh. Very weird.
Yeah, today I couldn't get in for the longest time. It was weird. It was giving me this weird, like, no up thread nonsense. Uh-oh.
All right. So you did it again.
Very weird.
But then you do that.
Is it me? Maybe it is
let's see. Hold on. What is this? Show
Something
comments
kicked
on
over.
stage. I'm clicking on random things, but I'm not.
Oh, please don't.
All
right, here. Now I'll really confuse you. I learned how to do this. So I'll just pretend like it was somebody else. Hey, talking about Star Trek.
Hey, oh.
Hey, that's the guy.
Hey, Scotty.
It's Scotty.
Wait, who's Scotty?
The
All
guy
to the
on
right.
extreme right.
Oh, okay. Is that Pike in the middle?
Yes.
It is.
And
Best
is that
hair in
just-
Starfleet.
And then is that Spock or Spock?
That's the Spock.
Oh, that's okay. Got it. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm fine. I'll watch it. It's B minus. The thing about everybody says this is not original thought with me, but because of the streaming thing and these things cost so goddamn much, they only do 8 to 10 episodes. Everybody does 8 to 10 episodes, and it's like if you do 8 or 10 episodes, every single fucking one of those has to be a diamond jewel, right?
Mhm.
Because in the old days, unless you're Star Trek season 2, which everyone is amazing, really think about season 2 episodes. There's not a bad one. It's insane. Anyway, you get like there's going to be 20% of them that are bad. 1 out of 5 is going to be a stinker, right? That's great, except if it's you have a 10 episode season. Now 20% of your show is kind of shitty. That's no way to leave the kids. Anyway,
I think we might get served the same stuff because I was reading an article just recently about someone was making a big. I think it was on Reddit or something, but someone was saying how back in the day, a TV show, like you said, would get like 22 to 28 episodes in a season. And you would have an episode where the example was in the OC. I didn't watch the OC, but I guess one of the characters tries out for a soccer team. And it's like this huge, and I might not even be the OC. I read the article really quick, but it was talking about how you spend this whole episode where all the dynamics and how he's going to make this team and blah, blah, blah. Next episode, completely dropped. They never talk about soccer again. And it's just like, you lose those like episodes where you kind of like, you know, stray off the path of the main story. And there's always like, you know, I feel like that's the problem now. Your point, it's got to be 8 locked in, story driven. There's nothing like outside of it. And that's all you get. Like, it's like, I want the Reacher episode where he like just randomly does something else. You know what I mean? Like he just like, you know, wanders off somewhere else and it's not part of the story. It's just
Like
something
the bottle
over here.
episodes where it's just a random little aside story that doesn't have any impact on anything else.
yeah, Sag just said like the Coach Beard story of Ted Lasso, where they just like followed the coach on his little after hours trip. It was great.
And did that do more? That was more than 8 episodes, right? A season?
What, Ted Lasso?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much though. It was 10 or 12, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, streaming, it's limited because there's only so much money. So it's not like advertising always increases. It's like subscribers reach a plateau kind of, and you can have an upward trend, but you know, there's not a big influx of cash coming to Netflix.
Right. They know Netflix knows what they're making probably now forever, minus what their attrition is, like who drops, and what new IP could drive X new people. But that's it. Like there's
but that's where it starts to go. Like, how do you pay for all that new IP? And of that, only a couple are going to hit. So, you know what I mean? It's going to be an upward trend. And it's not just going to be this giant.
Right. Which is why like the biggest disservice like a company like Netflix did is they let the Duffer guys like take 16 years to make a show. It's like, no, you got to be tight on that, dude. That's got to be banged out every year and be done. And like, I got it. Like now the kids are like 50 years old on Stranger Things and they're in, you know, it's 4 years have gone by. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make sense. Whereas like
there was a Variety article with Harbor. I didn't read it, but I saw the headline and it was like, yeah, like how much more story can we wring out of this? Like he was just like completely done.
Right. I could see that.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Well, it's like you flip it on its head, right? You have Stranger Things, which is waiting for that final season to come out, and it's like how many seasons? Like it's been like 20 years, and then you get a show like Squid Game where they're like, "Oh, this is hot. We are just gonna get these done, be done, and we're done, and that's it." And it's like,
do something else.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's more my fun.
I don't know. Well, the reason I brought up Reacher is because I just read that they finished filming the Neely show.
Oh, cool.
And I'm
That's
like,
what that Chicago Cubs thing was.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, can't I just get Reacher? Like, why do I need the other character?
No, I'm good. I love Neely. She's awesome. So
it's a great supporting character. I guess I need to see if it. Okay, I
they
need.
did that with the Tom Clancy, John Krasinski, Jack Ryan stuff. They swung off whoever their version of it was. Michael B. Killmonger, Jordan.
Oh.
Anyway, they spun him off into his own movie, and it was just like
it was a movie. That's right. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It didn't seem vital, but we were in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown, so I was happy to consume that entertainment. It didn't stick, other than I was like, "Yeah, man, give us a Jack Ryan channel. That's cool." So maybe that's what they're doing with Neely.
Have you all seen the Spaceballs 2 announcement?
Justin Moranis is back, didn't we?
Did you see the scroll? The crawl, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like basically there's been 3 Star Wars, two prequels, 36 MCU movies, 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatars, countless TV spinoffs.
It's crazy. It's like 6
DCU
aliens.
attempt number 1, DCU attempt number 2.
It's
an animated Lion King, a live action Lion King, a live action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies,
a TV show based on the 8 Harry Potter movies.
Oh my God.
7 Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, not to be mistaken with the 6 Predator movies that are also not Alien movies. 4 Beetle movies, really?
I didn't.
Oh,
is what's his name?
I went to Amazon Bondverse. Give us money, Penny. I could watch her eat cereal for 8 episodes. And then Sagasag wants to watch Oppenheimer eat cereal for 8 episodes. What are you gonna
do? I don't know if you. I think I saw it in here. Was it the first piece of feedback, or did I see it somewhere else? Oh yeah, that he got their Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement to do the Spaceballs. You saw that, right?
Yeah, we were kind of talking.
You talked about that before I jumped on. That's super cool. I'm more impressed that Mel Brooks is directing it. I'm pretty sure he's like 900 years old.
Yeah,
he's definitely in his late 90s.
He's deaf. I was just gonna say late 90s.
Right? How old is
Mel? Clint, right?
98. Mel Brooks is 98.
That's crazy.
Well, Clint Eastwood's starting another. He's starting another movie too, and he's 95.
That's what I mean. Like, these 2 guys are up there. Yeah, 98. But if you can get out of bed, man, why not shoot another movie?
Yeah, I mean, Clint Eastwood did The Juror, I think, recently, and that movie was pretty dope.
It wasn't that bad. I saw it on a plane. It was. That's a total plane movie for me.
Yeah, nice little gut punch at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, my family.
I mean,
Oh, Mark, you're awesome.
Oh, there you go. That's
going to be yogurt again, of course. You imagine you're 98 years old, okay? You've made it. Everybody's top of your game. You've proved every point you're going to prove. And one day you have to get up at 3:30 in the morning and sit in a makeup chair and have them fucking glue shit to your 98-year-old skin.
Oh,
and cover all that with gold grease paint. Motherfucker, I couldn't do that. I could not do that.
I would not be surprised if they don't do that. Like, they don't paint him, and he's just like, "Yeah, you think I'm sitting in that makeup chair for 6 hours?"
I'm sure it's going to be fine.
You get what you get.
It's not going to be elder abuse or anything. Whatever happens, he's going to be doing it because he's the Tom Cruise of comedy. That guy will just do anything to make us laugh. So
do you know who the
saint of movies, Tom Cruise?
So the director is Josh Greenbaum.
Okay.
He does a show
Spaceballs 2?
Yeah, he did What's Will Harper?
No.
He did Strays.
Strays was that was that Will Ferrell dog movie.
Yep.
Huh.
Barb and Star go to Vista,
Okay.
Vista Del
I
Mar.
saw that.
Yeah.
That was a pretty funny movie, actually.
Bob, stop.
That
was
just
another-
reminded me of, all my great aunts and uncles. So that's why I enjoyed that.
That was one of those like lily pad COVID movies that like helped get us through the like, hey, don't worry, we're gonna release this movie straight to streaming called Barb and Star. I'm like, huh? And it was amazing. I was like, thank you for helping me get out of bed today.
That's how I felt about that Andy Samberg Groundhog Day one.
Oh, Palm Springs. Yeah, that was another one. Absolutely.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I'm glad this came out.
Yeah.
He directed
Goats-
a bunch of
Goats live.
episodes of New Girls.
What? There's
Yeah.
new episodes of New Girl?
No, he directed episodes of New Girl. The director,
this
the guy
guy?
who's
Oh,
doing
I'm
Spaceballs.
sure it's fine.
All right. Well, I'm
We're all
on board.
good.
I
You guys know
Naked
that-
Gun is coming out soon. Oh, what?
Spaceballs is the only movie I've ever walked out of. I just-
Spaceballs?
Yeah. So I've seen it since, but I have this thing from being a nerd from way back that I'm great at genre parodies until it's something I really care about. And then I have no sense of humor about it whatsoever. And I was horrified. I didn't get why it was funny. I did not like all the people laughing at all the stuff that I loved. I didn't like people that I enjoyed in Hollywood making fun of that shit. It was very whatever.
How did you let Bill Pullman off the hook then?
Independence Day? Did I bring you
I
back?
wasn't a sophisticated movie goer. I kind of didn't. That's why I don't know anything about the James Bond directors to this day. Because I just used to watch them on, ABC Sunday Night Movie with my dad. And I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. I didn't like, that guy's really good director. Like that. Anyway. Sorry.
No, I like. So wait. So hold on.
My bizarre ramblings trail off, and I don't return to the shore.
So have you seen Spaceballs then?
Yeah, I have. I've seen it.
Okay.
I love Mel Brooks. Like History of the World. I used to know that by heart. I love that movie. It's just, I was just being a bent out of shape little kid I was a Trekker, not a Trekkie. You know what I mean? That's it in one sentence. It's like, okay.
I always liked Spaceballs.
Up your ass.
I always liked it because they got William Hurt to do the alien thing again. I always was like,
yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't
yeah,
William
that's
Hurt,
right.
It was John Hurt.
Oh, why did I say William Hurt? Yeah, John Hurt. William Hurt is they're both dead. So I nailed it with the last name.
William Hurt was in Lost in Space, which had aliens. So that's probably what it was.
That's John Hurt, the war doctor.
Yes, the war doctor.
The war doctor.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we haven't chatted in a while. What are your thoughts on the Doctor Who thing? I
thought we talked about that last time. No,
we?
You're making that up.
I love.
Yeah, we did.
Did we? I don't remember gushing about Billy Piper to you guys, but maybe I did. But yeah, I think it's great because it's nonsense. So that fits Doctor Who. There's no following canon. They just do cool ass shit, and that's all I want out of science fiction. Wow, that's fucked up. Can't wait to see what happens. That's cool.
Is Moffat still a part of that? Is he one of the writers yet, or no? He's Stephen Moffat. Is he still a part of the Doctor Who
No,
stuff?
they gave it back to Russell T Davies.
They did, right?
Oh. Well, then where's my new Sherlock season then?
The question is, like, who is she playing? Because it was part of the regeneration, but she's human, right? And so it's part of that, I'm with Mark. I think maybe Mark and I talked about this.
I think that's probably what it was.
Because she became like a planet bomb or something, right?
Right. No, but I mean, she took the planet bomb. Took her form. Like,
Oh, okay.
technically, she's living with the human doctor on that planet, having, tea and crumpets, right? So there was that thing where Tom Baker told him, right, when he was the caretaker in that museum, he told 11, oh, there's going to be a thing where you have familiar faces showing up. You're like, well, are you the doctor? He's like, no, I'm the caretaker, but it's just the same face. They were kind of, that's how it's in my head. It wasn't that. They were more nuanced about it, so that's cool. But that explains all the other actors showing up again and doing other crap. And so this is just, I don't think she's an incarnation of the Doctor, but I think it's how they're going to explain, like, what the fuck's going on with Cutie Gatwa's Doctor, because he's half of another Doctor. And there's 2 TARDISes going around in the world. And they haven't really talked about that. You remember where he came from is, he didn't regenerate from David Tennant. They split into 2 beings.
Right.
And their TARDISes split. So there are technically 2 doctors going around having adventures right now. So I think, I don't know. If it was me, I would make that like the corporeal form of his wish to be reunited into the 16th Doctor, right?
Yeah.
That, or what I fear is that's, remember Neil Gaiman made the TARDIS a girl? I fear that the TARDIS is taking the form of Billie Piper, which would just make me sick.
Oh, yeah.
Those are my 2 theories.
Didn't he get canceled? Is he canceled?
Who? The TARDIS?
No, Neil Gaiman.
Oh yeah, pretty severely, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
I mean, as long as you can cancel anyone. Yeah, see, I'm with Sagasag. This bi-generated thing, that's fine, except who's the Doctor, right? You can't do that to an audience member. And in fact, I don't get it, because the BBC said forever, when I was trying to I personally was trying to agitate for to make the Fox TV movie Doctor more legit, like the 8th Doctor. Everyone goes, yes, that's an incarnation of the Doctor. Yes, he has all kinds of stuff, but he never had any live action adventures. And they did a little 8-minute YouTube thing for children's charity, and that's cool. That counts. He regenerates into young John Hurt. That's fucking great. But just do 8 episodes called 8, and it's just something that happens to that guy, right? And then I'll be happy. Anyway. I forget why that started, but I'm in that mood today.
No, Doctor Who. I was just asking the Doctor Who thing.
All caught up on that then.
Well then.
What else? What else is out in the world? What else is entertainment trending? I didn't even look today. I've been
deep in getting the books together, so I've been creating entertainment instead of making it.
Which reminds me, I have to get my work on.
Everybody does. It's down to the end, and like good old Walker's like, I'm like, hey man, you got to do a thank you note for your fucking generous folks who said something that what's up for you for high school. Like, so thanks for coming. First of all, tell the cats. I'll tell Chris Sagasag, who is a Lowell alumni. He had to work or something.
Oh yeah, What pod were you, Sagasag? What was it?
Yeah, their homerooms were called Reg. The register. Right. What reg were you? He'll tell us. I think he did. He's 8413 or something. That's what I think.
That's
Slime,
nuts.
Ryan. Oh,
8503. Yeah, see, I got 2 correct letters there.
That's almost my ATM number.
It is my ATM number. Guess I'm changing that.
Rest in peace, Sly and Brian.
Brian Wilson.
Like Sly and the Family Stone, or Sly?
Brian. I know Brian Wilson passed away. Did Sly die?
Who's Sly?
Sly Stone. June 9th, 2025. Yeah, look at that. I did not know that.
Oh.
All right. I did know Brian Wilson did, right?
Yes.
That was big news.
This is a movie TV show conversation, not a music conversation.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Have you filed for the appropriate permits? I mean, it's not like we won't evolve into that, but geez, you got to give us some advance notice, Mr. Janis Joplin. I got
Beatle
Mimi-
movies.
I got Mimi doing that. Walker and I do these little like jokes that are just basically quick skits to each other. And Mimi was trying to tell me some at lunch. She was telling me this thing about, you guys know, marketing gets kind of stuck in their own ruts. And so she did this. She's walking in the kitchen, just starts bouncing between the two counters, but she's saying stuff from like as if they're emails that have sent to her. And I was like, oh my god, that's so funny that everybody's just bouncing around like uncontrolled balls in a pinball thing.
Oh, I was totally like had headphones on, listening to music in the kitchen yesterday, making dinner, and I was talking to myself, but loudly enough that Jez heard everything I had said to myself. I was like, "Oh, you heard that?" I was like, "What did I say?" And repeated it back to me. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Losing your mind, man.
Losing my mind.
I wonder if there's something in the air, because just yesterday I was doing that exact thing, puttering around the kitchen, but I had this distinct memory of mowing the lawn in front of our house in Georgia, listening to my little, Guardians of the Galaxy Walkman. And it was the first Cracker album. It was this song called St. Cajetan that I just fucking love. And I could do that to this day. But I was screaming the song so I could hear my own voice over the lawnmower, thinking that no one's going to give a shit.
Yeah.
And so, I sang the whole song. And I did. And then, like, an hour later, my dad comes out and he's like, "What the fuck, man?" two people were like, "What was your son doing?" And I'm like, have to stand there and go, I literally didn't think about anybody else. Like, what does anybody else have to do with me mowing the
lawn? Yeah,
and singing this song that I love.
It's funny.
Anyway, that's a musical thing I wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah,
I'm feeling very nostalgic right now.
Well, I guess we can end on that note.
Hold on, I need your favor. I need your guys' favor. So I'm in the process of writing.
Prentice Hancock went. I didn't know about Kano.
Oh,
but Paul is the actor named Prentice Hancock. So we should give him legit too. Thanks, Chris. Yes. Okay, sorry.
No, that's more important. I have 4 titles that I want to write for my articles, but I need to provide Larry with 3. So here are my titles. Can you cut out the one you don't want? I'm asking for advice.
Movie.
Movie.
For the
so I have
these are
the 4 I started.
Yeah.
Toxic Avenger 2.
Right, must have.
Detective D, Mystery of the Phantom Flame.
Right, I don't know.
Ravenous. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I think you should do all 4.
Detective D. Yeah.
Do all 4?
I need Ravenous. I need Hitchhiker's Guide.
Well, it's because you have two. Just do 2 articles, right? But make it kind of long and compare. There's 2 kind of mainstreamy movies there, and 2 movies that Larry's never heard of. So I assume because I feel like regular audience member.
I feel like the first book I did, Brotherhood of the Wolf, which is more of like I had to change the way I wrote the article because it's mostly talking about actors that no one's going to ever see. So I have to. So that's what I'm going to do with the Detective D one, where it's essentially no one's going to know any of the actors. So I can't really go into talking
Chris
about that. I
with me. You have to do them all.
Oh my god!
Like Mark's like, I don't know, guys. I think he can do it. I'm not going to tell him. That's on you.
Okay. All right. All right.
And then you'll feel.
Thank you, Chris. That's the motivation I need. Thank you.
Just not you dumbass Larry. Come on, it'll be great.
All right. I'll do it. I'll do all 4. Okay. All right.
Great.
Thank you. Damn it. I know what I'm doing tonight.
That's awesome.
Anyway.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Guys.
Gentlemen, thank you.
You guys know I always love talking to you. And it's cool, Chris and Chuck and whoever. Oh, Tony was here for a while.
Yes.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to our nonsense. And back to picking up kids and running around. Later, guys.
Bye, everybody.